Okay guys, the Panda Photographer here. We're going to talk about the Smooth Q and the calibration software update that comes on either Android or iOS. So now I know you guys would like to see the videos that you want to see that works out of the box. Now the Smooth Q does work out of the box, but it is default settings. So keep that in mind. Default settings. So if you aren't going to be using the app, it's required that make sure that you perfect the gimbal. It's important to stabilize the gimbal. So I've been toying around with the gimbal for a few days, and I found that the software that to calibrate the gimbal is absolutely much needed, because one, I'm getting much smoother shots than before. I'm using the back of the camera, even though I have it in selfie mode. So yes, when I'm talking about calibrating the gimbal, yes, right now I am using the back camera, but it's in selfie mode. So I want you guys to see it in the high quality. And I really want you guys to see the gimbal's stabilize it as much as possible. So I toyed around with the Zhiyun's calibration app, and I changed everything. Everything that you get in that application that tells you it's default, change everything about it. Alright, if you want perfect stabilization with this gimbal and you want no motor shaking, because that's what happens, the motors and this gimbal does shake, so it gives a little bit of vibration. So if guys don't believe me, just if you did not change any of your settings from your gimbal, just listen closely. You hear the vibrations. You don't want no sound coming from the motors in this gimbal. Down and up. You can see how smooth it is now compared before. It's smoother. So I do recommend anyone that does have a Smooth Q to please think about using the calibration. Now if you're a professional, you want to use your iPhone for professional film work, this is a must needed application, because if you are not going to use this application, then you might as well just buy a Crane 2 and deal with the cameras or your DSLR or your mirrorless cameras. But if you want to use your iPhone to also be another camera on the scene and you need it to be calibrated as possible, oh yes, the calibration tool works really fine and really well. I do recommend it. But my only issue with it is now I still have to figure out when I do the pan shots, because right now it's in selfie mode. You can see that I got an extender handle on here. So this is helping me get the shots that I need. Give me that extra reach. And back and forth so you guys can see me. Back and forth. Stable. Now note that when I calibrated the gimbal, I changed everything. So I'm pushing the gimbal to its limits right now. I am pushing it as far as my left before it starts to go in portrait mode. So I noticed that it gave me a little bit more centimeters of room to flex the gimbal's body the way I want. Now I'm right, and you can see almost went in the portrait mode right there. Okay, so down, you can see the reach, close up, in and out, pan shots for you. it's jerking a little bit because I'm pushing that camera to the left. So if you guys are seeing this on YouTube Live, this is a YouTube Live of the Zhiyun's Play app, calibrated it as much as possible. And I told you guys, I'm still toying with this. You're gonna see another review on this product, so it's taking me time. Okay. So within another 6 months, I should have 3 reviews on this. I tell you about the longevity, the battery life. So right now, I do have it in landscape mode, and I have my iPhone charged at this time, plugged into the gimbal. I don't recommend using the iPhone or your phone and grab the housing for your phone at the edge to plug into your adapter. I wish Zhiyun could have provided us with some type of option to plug and play at the same time, but this is a risky maneuver I'm doing. Then I have weights on it to calibrate the weight that is shifted on one side of the gimbal, which is on most of this weight is shifted on this side, so I had to put the camera hubs on that side again. So that's another weight. So I am limited to what I can do with the gimbal, and I'm not using any wide angle lenses. So if you guys are wondering, I'm using the back of the camera. I say that it is 90% stable. You can see, again, I'm in the frame. So I definitely recommend using that calibration software app that Zhiyun has for the smooth cue. Now, I do say take your time, practice with it, get it right. And if you guys want me to share your share my settings are different from what your experience. So you gotta figure out how you can balance your settings and your gear. So if you're using a third-party lens, don't know the weight and calibration of it, so you can't really copy my settings for that reason, because I might be using a heavier third-party lens than you are, okay, and you might be using a lighter lens than I am. So make sure that you're aware of that. But you also have to be aware is that I'm also using camera hubs and a microphone to plug in. That's why you probably hear the audio much better today than on the other day. But so play with the app, get used to the app, toy around with your gimbal, see what works out for you. Look at the footage and like, okay, that's smooth. Yes, it's a long taking state of trying to test the gimbal and see what its limits are, but overall, I would have to say it's doing a much better job when you want to take the time to use the calibration tool, okay? Oh yeah, and by the way, I am doing laundry. Today's Sunday, guys. You know, laundry is Sundays. So, and I'm still working. Look at that, working for you guys. It's stable, even when I tilt it left and right. Right now, I'm tipping it left and right, and it's still stable. It's amazing. It wasn't doing that before. Before, when out of the box, it was just doing terribly. So I don't recommend those default settings when you get out of the box. Alright, that's pretty much it, guys. This is like my 4th video making. I had to make one for YouTube, I had to make one for Instagram, I had to make one for you guys, Facebook, Google Plus. Now this is my last video of the day. Bad boy. Alright, talk to you guys in the next one.